Hello guys, and welcome back. Hey Valon Cruiser, hey AJ, hey Denimora. You changed your name, didn't you?
Wondrous deeds he has performed.
Hey Valevi.
Come to pay the evil ones, come to watch them fall.
Hey Red Ginger Cat. How's it going, guys?
Watchman, priest, or politician, twisted words and blind ambition meet their match in his defiance. Truth and justice his alliance.
You did Denimora. I see.
As he passes by,
Any reason why, or just to give you some consistency with like your Discord name? You couldn't sleep last night, so you did some Valhalla stream. Was gonna raid me after, since I'm usually live around the time you were finishing. Yeah, sorry about that. But I had a few things to do today and take care of, so couldn't really go live any sooner. But how was your Valhalla? How was your Valhalla stream? How far did you get with the game? That's good, you got some sleep after. Danny, formerly famous person known as Danoron, changed his name to his name he has everywhere else. Yeah, that's fair. Kind of give it like more consistency, I guess.
Stay back! Spare me! Mercy! Take my money! Spare me! I'm just an errand boy. Take it all!
You finished the Oswald wedding. It was so cute. Oh yeah, dude, the Oswald storyline is quite nice. It's also the like area and questline that Ubisoft presented as like the first like beta, I guess, to play for people. Or for people to play, I guess. And yeah, like I remember quite liking it when I first seen it. You're almost done with work on the last merchant levy. Excellent. Good stuff. I hope the last merchant doesn't take too long.
Your coin seems genuine.
Alright. So yeah, I would kind of like to do...
Yeah!
Not gonna lie, I like the 1 year badge.
That's good to hear, Denimora. Thank you so much, dude. For that 13-month Prime Gaming resub. That's awesome, dude. Thank you for 1 year and 1 month of support. And of course, more than that. Appreciate it very, very much, dude. And yeah, the 1 year badge definitely stands a bit out, doesn't it? I actually made it myself. Work has been May Levy. So, and what have been the issues today, Levy? Same old, or did something new happen? You had to judge 2 guys about a horse. You made the guy pay for the damages. Ah, Hoga and what's his name? I forgot it. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting situation, I feel, because I feel both sides are kind of like understandable. So yeah, it really is up to you, I guess, to make a decision. But yeah, I went for the same. Like, you know, Hoga had to pay for the damage that he caused. Of broken accounts and pages that took forever to load. And you were like, Umgi, please go faster. Oh, so you have like server issues, I guess. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, I didn't, you know, consider like siding with Hoga, like AJ. I just feel they did a good job writing Hoga regardless. You know, even if what he did was wrong. I feel like they did a good job, kind of like how he tries to, you know, basically showcase that he feels like he's innocent or did it for a good cause or something like this. So I feel like, you know, his side, even though it's wrong, is kind of like understandable from his side. But, you know, that still doesn't make it right, I guess. So I quite enjoyed that aspect about that dialogue, I guess.
You can't just do whatever you please.
Have a care.
I've only the highest quality. Guaranteed.
You got to luck now, just came to resub, need to get back to work. Have a great stream and great day, everyone. Thank you so much, Danny Mora. I appreciate it. You have a good work day, hopefully. I hope everything goes smoothly. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again very, very much for the resub as well.
Yes, with you, Ben.
This way, missy.
See? I can't do that.
Yeah, I think I remember you writing that in Rod chat earlier, Levy. You do it like for your birthday week, don't you? Could we survive this? Let's get the like the viewpoint first. 5 days for your birthday and the rest scheduled for June and September, so you can hopefully see your mom for 2 weeks and your dad for 1 week. That's understandable, Levy. I definitely hope that it's gonna be approved.
The Visconti bought 300 of my finest sails.
Sending the warning to all visitors to the most serene republic is considered our civic.
We can get another knife belt upgrade.
Smart choice. Ciao for now.
Okay, let's not remove the poster there because there's guards nearby.
I'm not as agile as you.
Yeah, it works. Ora.
Ezio! Dio mio! You're alive! Is it true? They say you killed the Doge.
I was trying to save him, Leonardo. But they...
Holy shit, it's dark. Give me a sec real quick. Just had a look on OBS and was like, you couldn't even see Ezio's face. Now granted, the game was actually quite dark for me as well, but it doesn't have to be that dark.
Proof matters little. I failed. And now I'm the most wanted man in Venezia.
Well, perhaps you are in luck. It's Carnevale in Venezia. This is the time when everybody goes without a face.
That's why I'm here. Do you have a mask I can wear?
Of course, somewhere in here.
Grazie, amico mio. And I have something for you.
Oh, more of the Codex. Aha. This one's quite complex. It's a new design, my friend. A mechanism for your wrist, but not a blade. In fact, it seems to be a kind of arma da fuoco, but as small as a hummingbird.
Is that possible?
I have no idea. Let's build it and find out.
Be like the pulling down of a posters and emulating your social media presence. Pretty much, yeah. Gonna go anonymous. Knowledge is power. Practice of Jeden Blade's pistol modification. Yeah, this is a sequence I really love in AC2, you know, the whole concept of incorporating the hidden pistol in the Carnival festival. It's of course also the location and the time where the AC2 trailer takes place. And yeah, I feel like it just really is an ingenious idea, to be honest. Because for one, nobody expects the, you know, hidden small pistol at the time. And if they would, you know, hear the sound of a gun, they would just think it's, you know, one of his firecrackers. It's a little Easter egg, but you can loot these dummies. They will actually have a key. But yeah, nobody has found out yet what these keys do, or if they even have, you know, any function whatsoever. It's very likely they like didn't intend for them to have a key, or if they had a function, you know, that they basically never went ahead and gave it one, I guess, or executed whatever it should have done.
You've done me good, brother.
Ma certo. But I'm sure your return was not just to play with new toys. Is it about this terrible new doge they've installed? Marco Barbarigo? Then you'll want to speak with your friend Antonio. I've seen him quite a bit lately at mutual friends. I'd look for him there, in the Dorsoduro district, to the south. Ask for Sister Theodora.
Sister?
Well, in a way. Yes, sister. And Ezio, you can't be carrying weapons out there today.
Grazie, Leonardo. Now, about that mask.
Friendship goats. Eva de Mais, welcome, mate.
Barbarigo. Although his brother Agostino was destined for greatness, Marco left his mark on Venetian history as well. A tyrant since he was barely old enough to walk, whatever Marco wanted, he got. There are records here for jewels, entire fleets of ships, all paid for by his family and all ordered directly from him. And then there's his personal life. Apparently, Marco's wife, Carlotta, used to be married to his bodyguard, Dante Moro. Dante was captain of the city guard and heir to one of the most prestigious families in Venezia. Marco was supposedly his close friend, right? But get this, Marco decides he wants Carlotta. In the Catholic religion, marriage is till death do us part, and Marco's a good Catholic. So, he hires a hit on Dante. Dante gets stabbed 3 times in the body and once in the head. But he doesn't die. He recovers with severe brain damage. Dante becomes like a child. So, what does Marco do? Well, he hires Dante as his personal bodyguard, and he gets him to sign a confession annulling the marriage. Marco takes Carlotta and keeps Dante as his personal slave. What a lovely fella.
Yeah, Marco Barbarigo may be the biggest asshole in AC2, like seriously. What he did to Dante is just out of his world. Yeah, he definitely needs to die. And it's kind of the reason why I always feel bad for Dante, because, you know, obviously he, you know, didn't really have much of a choice in working for the Templars or being abused the way he did. Because after the hit that Marco ordered on him, you know, he became a child, as Sean said. So just very sickening. So we now have the Carnival mask. Which means we now can be incognito for the duration of the event. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Well, I mean, I guess Mask always had the, you know, use of concealing your identity. Right, that's half the feathers collected, which means we can now actually go to Montelegioni and check out the first cutscene with Maria and Mario. They look similar to you. Yeah, I can see the comparison, definitely. But that's a cool thing about the Venezia carnival masks in general. Like, they're usually very varied, so you can have like all kinds of masks with all kinds of like themes. Often they also have like animal mask and stuff like this, which I find quite cool. I legit looked for a crocodile carnival mask from that was like made in Venezia once, but didn't decide to buy it because it was too expensive. But yeah, they actually look really cool. Like, if you guys are, you know, interested in masks in general, look it up. They still are being made. La Rosa della Virtù. Located at the crossroads where sex and religion collide, La Rosa della Virtù, the Rose of Virtue, was run entirely by former nuns. The Pope repeatedly attempted to force the Venetian council to shut down the Bravo, but it remained open until fire in 1516 consumed it. Although the church tried to claim divine intervention, jurists found the fire to have been set by a disgruntled bishop who wanted to lie with one of the girls for free. An act of God indeed.
I will kill all. Get down, Strausso! What are you doing here?
You will hurt someone carrying on like that.
Antonio, we need to talk.
Ezio! Ezio Auditore! Theodora! Meet the most talented man in all of Venezia.
Madonna. Ah, Sister Theodora. I never imagined you as a religious type.
It depends how you understand religion, my son. It's not just men's souls that call for soothing.
Come, join us, Ezio. Have a drink. Meet the ladies.
Murderer! Butcher! He sliced Lucia and stole her money! So, Messer Ezio, let's see just how talented you are. After him!
Damsels in distress. Chase down and kill the murderer.
Don't come any closer, or I will carve up another one.
Okay, we gotta use our pistol here. However, we have to be sure not to hit anybody else, of course. And if we get too close, he will just kill the prostitute, so gotta do this.
No, Mama.
But yeah, basically he would just, you know, kill innocents until either, I guess, chase him down fast enough, or you just use a hidden pistol.
You have our gratitude, Ezio.
Why is it wherever you go, trouble follows?
Antonio, I trust you know why I'm here.
I imagine to rid Venice of Marco Barbarigo. But really, Ezio, we did this once already. And this new Templar Doge is a bigger culo than the last. Never mind that he never leaves the palazzo.
Yes, except for tonight. Marco wouldn't dare miss Carnevale.
How do you know this?
In fact, he's throwing the biggest party of them all. But getting in won't be so simple. You'll need a golden mask for entry. And before you think about forging one, keep in mind, each mask is numbered. Fortunately for you, I have an idea. Let's see if we can't win you a mask.
None the wiser. Speak with Theodora about Marco Barbarigo.
What is it, my son? You want to ask me something?
I do. Forgive me, but why is it you wear a nun's habit if you aren't one?
Whoever said I wasn't? Indeed, I am married to the Lord.
And yet you are also a courtesan. You run a bordello.
So, I see no contradiction. How I choose to practice my faith, what I choose to do with my body. These are my choices to make.
Theodora, born 1450. Profession, Madame of La Rosa della Virtù. Although Theodora abandoned her family name when she entered the church, Venetian tax records indicate that she grew up in the Contanto family. Her parents owned a jewelry store, and Theodora was apprenticed to her mother as a shop girl. A visitor to the shop in 1462 wrote, "Bought a pair of diamond earrings today for Margarita at the Contanto shop round the corner. A charming young girl helped box them. When she handed me the earrings, our fingers touched. I had to leave the shop at once. Oh Lord, I wish I had never married." Court records indicate that by the time Theodora turned 17, she was doing far more than just touching. On the 26th of November 1467, she engaged in adultery with a married man, and his wife alerted the Venetian courts. As was common in these sorts of situations, her parents reacted by sending her to a nunnery to live the rest of her life in prayer and silence. Theodora entered Santa Maria degli Angeli in 1467, determined to penance for her crime. But in 1473 she deserted the church, leaving a statement nailed to the front door. In it, she wrote that life in the cloisters was sterile and earthly, and that only in partnership with another could one truly enter the arms of God. Theodora opened La Rosa della Virtù the same year. According to the poet Pietro Bembo, who was a frequent customer, Campodello was the church for a new sect of Catholicism. Yeah, she's a really cool character actually, Levi. That's what I like about AC2 in general, you know, they kind of like don't paint a black and white picture of like certain social classes, you know. Like the underground is kind of like your family, and that includes thieves, mercenaries, and you know, prostitutes, and oftentimes they're even nobler than the higher classes. But yeah, one of the great things about this game and the storytelling, it's you know, very grey in the portrayal.
Like many young women, I was drawn to the church, but grew disillusioned by the believers of the city. Men hold God only as an idea in their heads, not in the depths of their hearts and bodies. Men must know how to love in order to reach salvation. My girls and I provide that to our congregation. No church would agree with me, I realized.
We have entered the Squero di San Trovaso. This small square is used as a boatyard to build and repair gondolas. The chief means of transportation within Venice, gondolas are fashioned out of 8 different kinds of wood: mahogany, cherry, fir, walnut, oak, elm, larch, and lime. And they're made of 280 pieces. The left side of the boat is no longer than the right side, allowing the gondolier to pilot the gondola from the left without it changing direction, and ensuring that intoxicated gondoliers don't accidentally hit their passengers in the face with an oar while switching sides.
So I created my own. It may not be traditional, but men's hearts grow firmer in my care.
Among other things, I'm sure.
Save Mola. Welcome, mate.
Signore, signore! Come on, come on! The games of Carnevale are about to begin. Do you have the coraggio to compete for as grand a prize as this? This year, like every year, the Golden Mask will provide entry for one, e uno solo, to our most beloved Doge's personal ball. Who would not desire such an exceptional reward? Come, compete! Whoever proves themselves champion in each of 4 games today shall be the Doge's personal guest tonight!
You'd best get to it, Ezio.
Please, sir, do you have any money? I'm poor and sick and hungry. Yeah, good morning to you, Mola. I hope you're doing well. Levi, you think you just did the entire merchant wrong, but you asked the equality analyst about it, which means it's not your problem. Oh, that's good, I guess, Levi. You know, at least it's not your responsibility.
Even the guardsmen protect the girls and boys.
I just trumpet this dude.
Signori! This may be the easiest challenge yet, or the hardest. A game of charisma and charm. Step right up, step right up! Who shall win the prize? Welcome! Gentlemen, whether you win or lose, this will certainly be your favorite game of the day. Ladies? Here's how the game is played. All the ladies in the district have ribbons. Your job is to obtain them. Whoever has the most before my hourglass runs out is one step closer to winning the Golden Mask.
Ribbon Roundup. Obtain more ribbons than the competition from the ladies of Carnevale. Yeah, that's definitely a competition for Ezio.
You're all looking lovely this afternoon.
Come stai?
Have anything for me, belle mie? Mind if I join you? Hello, ladies. Would I trouble you for a ribbon? Mind if I join you?
I've traditional remedies and
No.
Would I trouble you for a ribbon? Hello, ladies.
We have a winner! You have more ribbons than any man here. You've proved yourself a favorite of the ladies, and are now one step closer to the greatest prize of all time.
Osei Mona. Welcome, mate. How's it going? I hope you're doing well today. And yeah, that's the voice. I hope you enjoy your lurk, Mona. I gotcha. Well, I definitely hope you enjoy your lurk, and that you know, work stuff is gonna go smoothly today. We found the Santa Maria della Visitazione. Located on the waterfront, Santa Maria della Visitazione is the second church in Venice with its same name, making it easy to end up at the wrong wedding. The church was founded in the 1400s and dedicated to Saint Jerome, the patron saint of librarians and encyclopedia writers, but then was rededicated to the Virgin's visit with Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist, perhaps because visits are usually accompanied by food and are quite simply more fun. Yeah, we could do this assassin tomb here, but I think I want to wait until we have finished the carnival.
This could be fun.
After you.
Ehi, Tino, che ti piaccio? Bellezza! Quanto chiedi? E bellezza? Ma quanto sei bello!
Who's next? Step right up. Try for the best time. Can you beat your neighbors? Who shall win the prize?
These minstrel singers. Every single time. Jose Tiago, welcome, thank you for follow. How's it going?
We will dance forever after. Welcome, benvenuti. Are you ready to test yourselves with a game of speed and endurance? Many challenges lie in your path. The game is simple, but finishing it, near impossible. Start when you're ready. The first contestant to beat the course record is one step closer to the Golden Mask.
And they're off. Finish a race and beat the speed record set by the last contestant. That music is so good. It's also music that plays when Ezio has a race against his brother at the start of the game. Then it transitions into The Good Life Will Lead Brother. Probably the first moment that kind of gave me goosebumps in the game.
The winner! You've proven yourself the fastest and strongest in Venezia! You are now one step closer to the grand prize!
The mice deleted one of Levy's messages. What happened there, the mice? Levy, I would take that personal if I were you.
Keep away, filth! Assassino!
Assassino. Didn't even click anything. It kind of came out of nowhere. When I checked the message, it was like one of like minutes ago, I think. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, don't worry about it, dude. I was just like, huh? What happened there?
Ow! You shouldn't be here! There he is! Laggiù! Fine! Die! You won't escape!
Yeah, don't worry about it, Demise. We found Santa Maria dei Carmini. If you had skipped this entry, you would be on top of that church by now. Wow, Rebecca. Built in 1300, Santa Maria dei Carmini, Carmini for short, was founded by a group of women who made their livelihood stitching monastic aprons for the monks in a nearby Carmelite monastery. Carmelites believed so much in these aprons or scapulas that the Carmelite constitution stated it was a serious foe to sleep without one, and saying mass sans scapula resulted in automatic excommunication. Why? because in 1251 the Virgin Mary made herself known to Simon Stock of Cambridge, and she told him that those who wore a brown scapula would be granted salvation. So 200 years later, a group of women still huddled inside Santa Maria dei Carmini, working all their lives to manufacture salvation, distilled in the form of brown aprons. Yeah, I'm gonna punish the mice for the randomness of Twitch.
Step right up! Come one, come all! It's time for a game of skill and agility. Who can capture the flag? Who shall win the prize? Welcome, welcome! The rules of the game are simple. Outrun your opponents, take the flag from the middle of the field and bring it back to your starting position to score. If the opposition holds the flag, you must knock them down to steal it. Be the first to capture the flag 3 times, and the golden mask may yet be yours!
CTF. Defeat your competition in a game of capture the flag. Alright, here we go. I think this was one of the missions that I tried for ages the first time I played it, but I couldn't finish it the first time. It's because they like always be super fast, except if you do like kind of a cheesy tactic, I guess. Or just jumping down the rooftop and taking 4 damage. But yeah, that's the way to do it. Ooh, there's a feather. I think I might sacrifice one of the runs with a feather. Save it as show. Welcome, mate. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Can't access this currently. Never mind. Yeah, no worries, Steffi. Enjoy your luck. And I will talk to you later. Yeah, it's going pretty good this show. Playing the Carnival mission today in AC2, which is always great fun. I like the whole like setup of this. Also with the, you know, hidden gun and how it kind of like fits into the whole firecracker stealth scenarios and stuff. So yeah, doing good. Ah, fuck. This one is always tricky. Third one he always gets. Oh shit, I don't have any medicine left. That's not good. Yep, no medicine. Fuck. What? Are you shitting me? Yeah, I was about to say. How did I not get him there? This. But yeah, how's it going for you, Destro? I hope you're doing well.
We have a winner! You've protected your flag and captured the enemies. You've proven yourself a warrior without peer, an inch ever closer to victory!
Okay, we gotta find a doctor here soon.
Kill all trespassers, Pazzo! What are you doing here?
Until word returns to us from the Holy Father, the disputed land to the south.
All who need aid are welcome here.
Tralala. Okay, let's heal and get some medicine. And also some poison.
I have done what I can. Try not to reopen the wound.
Keep away, you murderer!
Recent accidents and drownings upon the Grand Canal. A decree has been brought into effect, barring excessive drinking while at the helm.
Step right up and join the fight! Do you have what it takes to defeat your opponents? Who will last longest in the ring? Benvenute lottatori! The game is simple. There's only one rule, no weapons. Fight until you are the last man left standing. Will it be you or two? Who will win the Golden Mask?
Cheetahs never prosper. Defeat every opponent.
Bring out the next contender!
Spit like a suckling pig!
Come on! There's only one of me! What? You need your capo's permission?
No! We have no challenger!
I gotcha, Destro. Well, it's good to hear that you're feeling better.
I hate these awkward moments.
Time you are put out of our misery!
Diamo questa faccia.
Oh! Die!
Hai intenzione di startene lì in platto? What are you waiting for? It's a fight, Fesso. Try fighting for a change.
Looks like this one thinks himself some kind of campione. Go on, Dante. Show him how sadly mistaken he is.
Sei in pessima forma. Dovresti fare più pratica. Non amo che mi si faccia aspettare. Non ce la fai a colpirmi, eh? Avanti, mi stai annoiando.
Stamina! Train more!
These burns.
Hai paura!
Is there nobody else to challenge our man in the ring? Do we have a winner? Ah, we have combatants!
Of course.
So that's how it's going to be, eh?
There won't be enough of you left to bury!
Ma che cosa aspetti? Are you afraid? Sai, le armi servono ad...
You'll regret!
Are
we done with this pissing contest?
The games of Carnivale have come to a glorious conclusion. Come see our winner claim his golden mask. Our winner has proven himself the fleetest of foot, the strongest of champions, the wisest strategist, and clearly a favorite of the ladies. With 4 games won lealmente, the winner of the golden mask is... the winner of the golden mask is Dante Moro!
Congratulations!
Scam.
We'll see you this evening.
Also, have a Kobe. Good day to you. It should be like, are we done with this pissing contest? Yeah, no kidding. He gets scammed in every corner here. But yeah, that's Carnivale for you.
I'm sorry, Ezio. We could not have known Silvio would cheat as he did.
You should have.
Sister! You told us to let you know if we saw that rotting culo who stole the golden mask! He's on his way to the Doge's party!
I will go. I can catch him before he arrives and take back the mask.
How? By killing the poor Stronzo?
Yes. You know what's at stake.
No. If you kill him, they'll cancel the party. And Marco will retreat back into his palazzo. We'll have wasted our time again. Steal the mask instead. Quietly.
My girls can help. They're already on their way to the party, all along the route. They can help you distract him while you acquire the mask.
Va bene. I can do that.
Va bene. Having a blast. Steal the golden mask from Dante Moro to enter the party and assassinate Marco Barbarigo.
Stay back!
All right. Venduto.
Come, spend a moment.
Good time, boy.
All yours. Have fun.
How can we help?
E dai, facceli vedere. Oh,
The easy way! Così mi piace!
The easy way.
Easy way! Così mi piace! Va bene?
All right. You know what to do.
Oh, there's Dante. And we gotta steal his mask while he's distracted. It's kind of funny. Every time you jump on the boat, they like immediately fall down.
Only the best of raiment here, friends. Silks and clothes of finest weave.
This mask always reminds me of the Turkish assassin mask in Revelations.
Buonasera, signore.
You made it. Marco is on a boat, just offshore. He's set to make a speech in a few minutes. Use my girls until then. Move with them to stay out of sight.
Find him.
Damnation.
Ah, Jesus Christ, these guys just stand here?
All right, lead on.
Okay, let's just show here. Go away, guys.
Well, at least we're virgin
Signore e signori, I present to you the beloved Doge of Venezia.
Benvenuti! Welcome, my friends, to the grandest social event of the season. At peace or at war, in times of prosperity or paucity, Venezia will always have Carnival!
He's not leaving the boat. I'll have to swim out there.
I wouldn't try it. You'll be spotted right away.
Then I'll fight my way out there.
Wait!
Tonight, we celebrate what makes us great. How bright our lights shine over the world!
That's it! Your pistola! The one you stopped the murderer with. It's as loud as those explosions. Time it right, and you'll walk out of here unnoticed.
I like the way you think, sister.
I'll be waiting for you back at the brothel, my son.
That's how I do it.
No. It's too soon. I'm not ready.
We rarely are. Che la morte non sia crudele. Requiescat in pace.
Okay, we gotta lose our notoriety here.
Life expectancy.
Civis. Better.
Get down now!
Another sellsword. Only in a height of fashion is on display in my shop.
There we go. And as you notice, as soon as you got completely anonymous, the notoriety music completely stopped as well. That's a little no effect about AC2, but the notoriety music will sometimes just overlay any other music being played. If you are not anonymous, or if you have like full notoriety, I guess. In fact, there's a bit of an Easter egg in the final mission where you go to the Vatican. Because there's a secret boss fight music that doesn't play if you have killed too many guards non-stealthily before getting to that point. So essentially you get rewarded for playing stealthily with a boss fight music, essentially. And yeah, of course we're gonna do that as well, because that music is just too good to miss out on.
Beautifully done! Che spettacolo! Che spettacolo! A true hero!
You must be exhausted. Come, relax.
Ah, the savior of Venezia. What can I say? Perhaps it was wrong of me to doubt so readily. Now, we'll see where all the pieces fall.
Enough of that now. You've worked hard, my son. I feel your tired body in need of comfort and succor.
But I have such aches and pains, sister. I may need a great deal of comfort and succor.
Oh, that can be arranged. Girls.
Good night. Yes. You probably would have never heard about the boss fight music if not for you guys. Yeah, it's definitely cool when you find out about, you know, those like small things. Because I didn't learn about it again until like a couple playthroughs ago. I heard about it like a couple years ago of it, but I kind of forgot about it. And I think 2 playthroughs ago I learned about it when I researched like all the Easter eggs again for all the games, because during my completionist playthrough I kind of wanted to check out also every Easter egg in the game possible. And yeah, but was kind of listed as one of them. But yeah, it was damn difficult to try to trigger all the Easter eggs though. I didn't manage to do it for all of them. For example, in AC2 there's one where Ezio sees the ghost of a past. And it basically can only be triggered during the second last sequence, and only if you play on console. So for me, playing on PC, it wasn't an option, for example, to get that Easter egg triggered. Mona Lan boobs, the Scandal. Yeah, that's Theodora for you. Is this my in-depth story run? Yes, it is. I'm doing an in-depth story run for AC2, which means we're gonna be doing all the missions. We're gonna be reading up all the database entries we come across. And we also collect all the feathers, because they will unlock 2 kind of crucial cutscenes with Maria. But yeah, everything that has like lore importance or you know, is like triggers a cutscene, I guess we will definitely do. And of course also reading all the codex pages as well.
Ezio, Ser Antonio wishes to speak with you.
Grazie for the message.
You want to rob some Templars? I've marked the arsenal on your map. It's some kind of Templar base, so there's gonna be all kinds of loot in there.
Oh yeah. Gotta love tombs. Writing, okay, nice, you fell off a ledge in the game you're playing. Classic. Which game are you playing, Destro? Okay, so first things first. I wanna go to Monteriggioni, because there's some money we can pick up. And the cutscene we can trigger. Because you have collected 50 feathers at this point.
Seek planning permission.
Let's see if there's any new art. Okay, there isn't.
Next time, yes?
Let's have a look at the tailor. You can get the large poison vial. Very nice.
Oh, thank you. Till next time, sir.
Be expensive, but my goods are worth the extra quattrini. I've never stocked shoddy merchandise.
My work is worth the extra quattrini. Okay, let's repair this. And armor-wise, we do have the entire Missaglia set available. So this is the moment we're gonna buy all of this. And we're gonna wait for like a sequence until we get RTS armor and use it for the rest of the playthrough, I think. There we have the grease and the embraces. And the chest guard. Look at how beautiful this looks for. And the pauldrons. And hey Vassal, hey Talion, welcome guys. Damn, this just made us almost broke. Good thing we have some money in the bank. Oh, we can also buy the Sword of Altair now. Oh yeah. when I get this one. Yes, all is well, Tylian. Thank you very much for asking. I hope you're doing good today as well. And you too, Soul.
I'll just count it again.
Okay, let's get to the bank. That's good to hear, Soul. I'm glad to hear it.
Salute, Claudia.
You here to look at the book?
Salute, Claudia. Okay, so we have 85% completion with Monteriggioni as a city. Let's get some money. And yeah, we nearly have everything. We still gotta get the Armor of Altair. 2 more weapons. 6 more codex pages. A lot of feathers. Some paintings, another seal. But that's it.
A presto, Ezio.
Presto. Okay, let's go to Maria, because we can deliver a couple feathers, which will bring us to 51 or something. And there's basically 2 cutscenes that get triggered by delivering feathers. One at 50 and one at 100. And they will also reward you with 2 items each that are unique. But yeah, kind of like background info again, but Maria, the mother of Ezio, she basically went into a catatonic state of like silence and prayer because of what happened to her husband and her 2 sons being executed. And she basically doesn't talk anymore, like for years. She's just like, you know, being completely silent and in shock, which is very different to how she was before that happened. You know, she was a very outgoing personality. But yeah, that was really like a trauma to her. But yeah, the feathers are kind of like a connection to one of the sons that she lost, which is Petruccio, the youngest son. He was only 10 years old, I think. And he used to like to collect feathers. It was like one of his hobbies. And by Ezio collecting feathers for Maria, you know, he kind of like brings back something that, you know, she recognizes with Petruccio. And yeah, it would trigger something now and also at the end.
I've seen you bringing Maria the feathers. I appreciate what you're trying to do for her, but you have to face facts. It's not working. Maybe you should focus on more important things. I've had a new weapon made for you at the blacksmith's. You can go pick it up whenever you want. I'm sorry, Ezio.
Ponatier Warhammer available now. But yeah, so basically he says we should just stop trying to get the feathers. But we're not gonna stop, we're gonna get all the feathers. What's my favorite Assassin's Creed game? It's this one, Tylian. Yeah, there's no other AC game that, you know, felt as complete to me and thought out and just kind of revolutionary in the series, to be honest. But yeah, to me, like the most, it's also of course a preference thing, right? Like to me, lore and story is like the most important aspect of an AC game. And I feel like AC2 is the game that kind of, you know, established a lot of it and really made like future games possible by what it established. But also gameplay wise, you know, it really advanced further. It introduced a lot of the mechanics that not only influence Assassin's Creed as a series, but, you know, entire open world games. Over Mona, you have a good one. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy the video watch later, and you have a good day.
This
Okay, we're gonna buy the connotated Warhammer. And the next time I'm gonna buy the last weapon, which is the Sword of Altair.
Come again, please.
Yes, so your knowledge of Assassin's Creed seems rather extensive. It's pretty cool to see when other people are this interested in game lore. Yeah, you know, that's like one of the main reasons why I still don't mind replaying AC games after all this time. Like, obviously I also enjoy the gameplay a lot. But the story is kind of, you know, like something... It's very unique to the series to me. And yeah. There's just like so many connections between all the games, and you know, also like real life history that you can make like research on. That's the thing with Assassin's Creed, you know, to me it's like bigger than just the game world. It's also like about history and arts and, you know, philosophy. It's about life and death. So yeah, I feel like, you know, in Assassin's Creed there's like a lot you can find that you can also experience in, you know, everyday world, I guess, in some ways. And it definitely made me more aware of like certain time periods and how they're connected. Not necessarily, you know, by just the game telling me, but more like the game setting interesting me to do like research and kind of make these connections myself, I guess. But yeah, that's just, you know, in addition to like the lore of Assassin's Creed itself, which to me was always very, very interesting, and how both the Assassins and Templars are not really black and white, I guess. They both do bad and good things. And it just underlines the kind of like complex thematics of the series. And yeah, like that's also one of the reasons why I kind of have an issue if AC games are not very mature. Because I feel like, you know, it has to be complex and kind of complicated and mature to kind of really, I don't know, I guess pay justice to the thematics of the series. That's why I don't like games as Odyssey that much, because they're more like, kind of like lighthearted and, well, yeah, we just killed a couple people, it's not that big of a deal and stuff like this, you know. So yeah, I feel like if it's a bit more serious, I guess. You feel the same about Witcher 3? You're sitting at almost 800 hours in Witcher 3. Dude, that's definitely impressive. Like, I have maybe 250 hours at this point, from like 2 playthroughs of Witcher 3. But yeah, I definitely want to do a New Game Plus playthrough this year though of a game. I don't want to play the entire series because, to be honest, I didn't enjoy Witcher 1 and 2 nearly as much as I enjoyed Witcher 3. But yeah, Witcher 3 is definitely a fantastic game. And hey, the Brutal Metal Head Gamer, thank you for the lurk. Yeah, that's true as well. You know, there's so many games that I still have to check out. But at the same time, you also want to, you know, play like games that you just enjoy so much. So yeah, always good to have, I guess, like a bit of a balance of like classics and new and fresh playthroughs.
making of my metalworking.
Yeah, Witcher 1, like, I really considered not even finishing the game when I first played it, you know. If it wasn't for you, I kind of like watching you play the game a little bit and getting like more motivated. I'm not sure if I actually would have powered through. Maybe I would have, because usually, you know, when I start a game on stream, I really try to finish it, regardless of how much I enjoy it. But yeah, Witcher 1 was tough. It's kind of funny, like a lot of people were warning me of like the combat system Witcher 1. But that wasn't even like my issue at all. My issue with Witcher 1 was actually the quest design. I feel like it's so confusingly done. Like you go to one point and then you're like, you have to do this stuff instead. Then you go to the next quest. No, you have to do this first. And I noticed it a lot again when I watch Rod play the games. Or play Witcher 1. Because he just started his series playthrough of the series. You know, like, he really is struggling with the quest design as well. A lot. But I would say though, Witcher 1 definitely has qualities as well. For me, best things about Witcher 1 have been like the soundtrack. And also the atmosphere. Like, that stuff was top notch actually. But yeah, everything else maybe kind of like struggle a little bit. Thailand Witcher 3 is so good, it's a shame the first two aren't the same. Yeah, you kind of notice from Witcher 1 to 2 and from Witcher 2 to 3 that there's like a lot of jumps. You know, they definitely have learned a lot. And I mean, Witcher 1 was the first game. They've been an independent studio. So I definitely guess you have to consider that. But yeah. It still isn't, you know, my cup of tea. Yeah, I reckon reading the Witcher books would definitely give you a lot more insight as well into kind of like the characters and motivations. I think it's one of the main reasons why I didn't enjoy Yennefer as a character that much when she finally was introduced in the third game. And ultimately why I chose Triss over Yennefer, because Triss been there for the first and second game, you know. Then all of a sudden there's Yennefer and she's like super important to Geralt, and you're like, what? That kind of comes out of nowhere. But obviously if you read the books, that would be very different, right? Because the books kind of, I guess, showcase how important Yennefer is through various stories. Before the Witcher games are taking place, essentially, I guess.
Oh, that's a man.
But yeah, I didn't have that background knowledge, so to me Yennefer was like, sorry, I don't really care for you. It didn't help that Yennefer was kind of a bit unlikable, to be honest, to me, by the actions that she did in Witcher 3.
Bene. Now I have a way back up in case I fall.
I'll save for 18. Welcome, dude. How's it going? And hey there, Magic Massage. How's it going? Yeah, the atmosphere and story and soundtrack were definitely quite good in Witcher 1. I will give it that. It's going good for 18. That's good to hear, dude. I'm glad.
Does there something ail you, friend?
Before you knew anything about Witcher and the characters and Sorcery, you were like, you hope she's romanceable character. However, after you started studying the lore, you were like, nope. Oh yeah. That would have been a bit awkward. That's a kind of a scenario I don't want to think about, to be honest. But obviously, if you don't know about the relations there, it's a different deal. Yeah, but definitely getting there for 18. We have just arrived in sequence 10. There's still a decent bit of side activities you have to do, I think. Let's actually have a look here at the DNA. trigger. Yeah, sequence 10. Don't have to get overview points, but I'm gonna get all of them, I think. Still have 1 Templar Lair and another Assassin Tomb. We still have to collect another 48 feathers, so that's gonna take a bit. There's one more beat-up mission. One more race. 3 more assassinations only. Damn, done almost all of them. One more career mission. Okay, so side quest wise we're actually quite caught up actually. The biggest thing we have to do is like collecting all the feathers at this point. No bad morning here. You've got to work soon. I gotcha. Oh, that's good to hear that you're having a not so bad morning so far. I hope it will stay that way. That's true, it's unfortunate that it's like that, because Yennefer is a complicated character. But she comes off as really unlikable in the beginning and on Skellige. So a lot of people tend to go with Triss without actually knowing Triss in depth. Yeah, you know, that's kind of like the thing, because obviously the games kind of have been designed in a way that doesn't require you to know about the books necessarily. Because Geralt like kind of forgot about everything, so, you know, it's kind of like on the same level of knowledge to like a new player. But then at some point he like starts to remember more, right? And that's, I guess, where the book's importance come more into play again. And yeah, personally I didn't know anything about the books really. So seeing that Yennefer, you know, just like torture this guy with necromancy, like didn't really care for that all the, you know, men in that village died, really. And other things, where she kind of like, you know, put the importance of Ciri over the suffering of many. It's definitely like moments where I was like, okay, sorry Yennefer, I know you love Ciri, and I get that Ciri is very, very important, but there's like a line that you cross. And I didn't really agree with what she did, but yeah, you know. Triss appears as sweet and caring Witcher 1 to 3, however keep in mind that she is also sorceress. She basically used Geralt for his memory loss and even used magic on him so he would fall for her. Yeah, you know, and that's something that the game don't really kind of like put into your face, I guess, or shove into your face, that she does all of this stuff. Like kind of is taking advantage on Geralt. I mean, you know, Yennefer is also sorceress, and she also is like, you know, reading Geralt's mind and stuff like this. But to my knowledge, she didn't really manipulate Geralt. So it's definitely different.
The council reminds all citizens not to eat the fish from the city's canal, extending the warning to all visitors to the mosques within the public is considered a civic duty. Not be again. We remind Cittadini that restoring the workmanship of the city.
So what she did was not okay, you agree? However, to be fair, if she didn't do it, Hunt would have found Ciri first. Yeah, I don't know. So I haven't played the story as many times as you did. But from my memory, I kind of remember that the payoff wasn't that good actually for what she did. I think they just got like a minor hint or something. And in the process, of course, you know, the garden died and all of that, and the soul of the guy got tortured. Back when I played the game, I didn't necessarily feel that it was 100% necessary. And the trade-off was kind of like, I don't know, not good, I guess. You know, making like the garden die and torturing the soul. But I don't know, you know, I don't remember all the details because I only played twice. So I'm sure you know a lot more about that. And yes, I played the both expansions. I played Hearts of Stone twice, and Blood and Wine I played 1.5 times. Yeah, I don't know. I have to play the game again. Maybe I changed my opinion on that situation. I just remember being incredibly pissed off with Yennefer. But yeah, I love the DLCs though, especially Hearts of Stone. Like Hearts of Stone was my favorite Witcher story. I even liked it more than the main story, and also enjoyed it more than Blood and Wine story, though Blood and Wine was still fantastic. And Blood and Wine I really enjoyed for like the world building and having like a different type of location and all the gameplay advancements that it like offered. But Hearts of Stone, like story-wise, I thought was kind of like perfect from start to finish. I felt it was really like thought out. It was kind of like not too long, so it didn't like drag at any point. And I thought like Gaunter O'Dimm was such an interesting character, but also the story of, you know, of course, like the whole, what's his name again? Everic? Everic? Like, you know, like his personal story and kind of like his redemption, I guess, in a way. Like, just talking about that, I want to replay the game already. Because, yeah, the story and narrative is just really damn good. No laughing matter. Several of Archbishop Salviati's fellow conspirators are trying to hide from justice. They have taken advantage of Carnivale to disguise themselves as Harlequins, find them among the revelers and strike them down. Yeah, that's fair, that's sure. Like, Blood and Wine has been really cool with like how much it added. It kind of felt like Witcher 3.5, you know? A bit more advanced. Like, I definitely would agree that, you know, gameplay-wise and like how much it like added was definitely more than Hearts of Stone did. But yeah, they're both definitely great. No need to compare them too much, especially given how different they are.
You're not allowed up here. Leave.
Why are you in here? Get down!
You are... You're not allowed up here. Leave. Get down now.
Hey, get down! 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 At once!
Get down, Stronzo! Down or die! Oh, that is impressive. Not you! There! There! Oh. Not on my watch!
Bring me your sick and wounded.
Leave me alone! I swear! I have nothing to do with anything!
Out of the way! Da parte!
Oh shit. There's something away. Want to like a sick air assassination? Meanwhile, Ezio jumps against the wall.
Leave me alone! Please, leave me alone!
Don't hurt me, please.
I'm getting out of here. This is too much.
You were listening to Witcher 3 soundtrack yesterday and it made you so emotional. Now you just want to play it again yourself. Yeah, the soundtrack is so good. It's been one of the things I loved about like Blood and Wine as well. The ambient soundtrack is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, also in general, of course, like the main game also has fantastic pieces. Did you ever play Thronebreaker, Destro? Kind of been tempted to go through AC again at some point. Dude, that would be great to see you play those games again.
You make it look easy.
Kind of wonder if, you know, how you would perceive them the second time around.
Impressive moves.
I remember my opinion changes quite a bit on each playthrough.
You make it look easy.
Not anymore as strong because I play them so much at this point.
You are not allowed up here!
First couple times, very, very much.
Aha! You'll not get...
Bobby, I have nothing to do with anything. I'm innocent. I'm only visiting. Ah, right, I actually remember you telling me about that.
But I need money, sir. I'm poor and sick and hungry.
I think I even saw you play a little bit of Thronebreaker as well. But yeah, I agree, like, I thought it could have been shorter. I thought like the story was cool, the gameplay mechanics interesting. But yeah, it definitely had like loads of content. Would have been like 10 hours shorter, at least. Especially given that the focus on Geralt was like very, very minimal. It's unfortunate you couldn't get into Origins because you wanna try Valhalla. However, it just feels weird not knowing the lore behind the characters inside the Animus. What's their name again? Layla, yeah. Yeah, so to be honest, Layla isn't, in my opinion, one of the best written characters. But I still think, you know, her story is important. Of course, important stuff happens. Not a fan of her, but yeah, it's probably good to know what happens in Origins modern day and Odyssey. What you could always do, you know, is like just look a YouTube video of the modern day scenes. So you kind of have like more of an understanding as to what happened there. Or yeah, I guess you could try to give Origins another chance. Maybe it would be different for you this time. But yeah, dude, I can definitely guarantee though that Origins, maybe, you know, it wasn't like the best start for you, but it really has a fantastic story in my opinion. So, you know, maybe it would still grow on you or something. Odyssey, you might enjoy for like the gameplay and stuff. Not sure how much you would enjoy the story. Because as I said, you know, it doesn't really take itself very serious. But I guess it doesn't have to necessarily still be enjoyable.
Designs from the greatest designer, me. Master? Come, amici. A weekly bleeding is bad. So there won't be enough of you left to bury.
How's the story in Valhalla? To me, it's absolutely fantastic, dude. I mean, granted, I'm not the biggest fan of the choice system. I rather have a linear story. But I feel like they did a good job incorporating the choice system in contrast to how Odyssey did it.
Where has he gone?
So instead of, you know, like choosing the mood of your character at all times, or like, you know, if you're like pissed or happy or something like this, it's more about like asking for different type of information, you know, like most of the time at least. So I feel like that choice system makes more sense for AC, not like change drastically so many events. And the story itself, you know, like the whole Viking historical aspect is really cool, like well done. And I would say it kind of tries to break the stigma a little bit of, you know, Viking perception, I guess. Or like what a lot of people, you know, stigmatize Vikings with, which is good to see. A bit like how Black Flag, you know, tries to break the stigma of what is a pirate, I guess. And the writing is absolutely fantastic. Like Darby McDevitt was the lead narrative director for Valhalla. He also worked on Bloodlines between AC1 and 2. He wrote Revelations, Black Flag. He also made the original draft for Origins and kind of created the whole idea of Order of the Ancients and Hidden Ones. And, you know, he was the narrative director for Valhalla. And, like, his impact is just so damn good of the series. Like, you really notice that he understands kind of the lore behind it, and he makes a really good job kind of explaining the connection between mythology and the ESO timeline, so like the ones who came before. And yeah, you know, also just like kind of pays justice, I guess, to the history of the time. So yeah, like to me, AC Valhalla has been such a great surprise. Though I definitely kind of was hoping that it would be like this, you know, like a lot of the stuff that we're theorizing over here as to like what could happen and what the could come break actually, you know, happened. And yeah, I'm very, very glad for that, because with Odyssey I was really like conflicted, you know, like how this RPG system can work with AC's lore. And while Valhalla, you know, still has some issues because of it, like very, very less severe than what Odyssey did with the lore. And for most part it really enriches the existing story of Assassin's Creed. So yeah, like the story is absolutely great. I can't recommend Valhalla enough. And hey Burning Ruins, how's it going? Long time no see. I'm not going to 100% this time, because last year I did the completionist run. This year I'm gonna do a different type of playthrough for each individual game in the series. So for AC1 we did a no hard playthrough. Then we played AC Bloodlines for the first time, so it was like a blind playthrough. And with AC2 we have an in-depth story run. So if you type an !Enyo, you can get like more information on what that means. And what the next challenge run will be as well. But yeah, I'm not gonna do completionist because it just takes a long time, and I did it, you know, rather recently. And yeah, I kind of want to switch it up a bit. That's usually you prefer when you choose your own dialogue in games. However, with AC you prefer what we did with other games, because in AC you basically just witnessing the events of other people, right? So if it makes the most sense when you can't pick your own dialogue. Exactly, dude. You know, that's the thing, like that's basically the entire premise of AC1, you know, like, and Warren Vidic says the anime shows history exactly how it happened, so there's no room for interpretation or, you know, kind of like something that could have happened or may have happened. Experience history the way it happened, and history is kind of like set in stone, right? So having choices feels a bit anticlimactic. On Odyssey, they explained it with there's not enough DNA on this, so there's only like 70 what percentage that we can like use, and the other thing is like corrupted, so that's how you have like choices. And yeah, I guess, you know, that's like the reason basically that like there's not enough DNA material anymore. They have like no choices at all. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it makes not a lot of sense, you know, because we kind of like also argue Odyssey is like set so much further in history, you know, that basically it makes sense for it to not be fully there anymore, like the DNA and stuff. That you have like more focus on the Isu. But you kind of have to think about the relations, right? Like Origins is set like 49 before Christ, and Odyssey is like set 431 before Christ, which is not even 400 years. So 400 years explain why that's the case in relation to 75,000 years ago where the Isu actually lived. You know, it's kind of like a cheap explanation, to be honest. At least in my opinion. Actually, Black Flag is not an unpopular opinion in this show. Like Black Flag, AC2 and Origins, or maybe also Brotherhood, I think like the most regular picks for like the favorite games. With Black Flag, you know, what they did is they kind of like appealed to non-AC fans, of course, because the whole pirate aspect was just you know, drawing people into the game that were just interested in a pirate setting, you know, that were looking for a pirate game for like ages. Yes, all is well, Burning Runes, thank you. And yeah, that's a command, which kind of explains more of it. Yeah, that's true, you know, that's a great thing with AC games and doing like a serious playthrough as well. Like each game feels very different from each other because of the characters and the setting and history and all that, you know. So yeah, people definitely tend to have a different opinion on what's the favorite game. Also at this point we have 12 games in the series, so, you know, like each ranking is very different. That amount of like options that you have at your hand. Assassination.
You can't escape. Accept your fate. I can't see him anymore.
Yeah, my favorite assassination is still my favorite Assassin's Creed is still AC2. But yeah, to me there's like too many good games in the series that I love to like, you know, make like a proper ranking of like first, second, third, fourth. Whenever we try to rank games, I usually go for like tiers, like first tier, second tier, but even that doesn't like fully pay justice, I think. But yeah, I would say though that my favorite games in the series are probably AC2, AC Origins, AC1. And then, you know, I would just like basically say all the other AC games except Odyssey and Rogue. But I feel like AC1, AC2 and Origins probably have my favorite like writing and story. Though I would kind of tend to actually put Valhalla up there at this point. Like, I have to replay Valhalla at least another time to really get like a full grip on like the entire story, knowing now what will like happen and stuff. But the first time playing Valhalla, like, I was legit surprised by how good it was. So Valhalla has a good chance for me to become, you know, one of my favorites as well.
Get down! Now! You have no business up here before God!
Not to eat the fish from the city's canal.
But you!
Sending the warning to all visitors to the most serene.
Yeah, he got sent into oblivion for real.
Eccolo, damn!
How does he do that? Oh. Eat your spinach
You shouldn't be
and sleep enough. That's how I do this. Okay, so we have another Assassin Tomb here. Let's go ahead and check this out. That is the last one. And this one also has an Easter egg, actually, which I would try to trigger. I just have to probably test a bit to see what I have to do to trigger it again. Visitationes Secret. Sophoriteds of Visitationes Catacombs to find the assassin's seal hidden within.
There is something moving over there in that haystack.
Sit back down. We're in the middle of playing a tarot game.
No, this time I saw something. I know it.
That's what you say every time. You were right. There was something in the haystack, you feminuccia.
I'm tired of your jokes. This isn't funny. I could have been killed.
By rats?
You don't take our work seriously. One misstep, one time you turn your back in the wrong direction, and you're dead.
Because of rats?
I'm not going to explain myself to you anymore.
Please, don't stop. This is so entertaining.
Let me be.
Please, come back.
No.
I'll protect you. Don't worry.
Vaffanculo.
Is this really how it's going to be?
Si.
Leave me alone!
Run faster! Run faster!
Leave me alone!
Run faster!
Yes, I think I got away. Leave me alone!
Run faster!
God!
Got him. So if you don't get him before he reaches the guards, they will actually wait for you and gonna be 100% detected. Let me see if I can go up here. Yeah. They're playing cards. They don't see us. Still successful, indeed. Levy finally managed to set up your monitor properly. It's so big and nice. Excellent, Levy. That's good to hear. So now you have like 2 monitors to work on, I guess. Okay, so there's one Easter egg where you have to watch into the deaths here and stuff will happen. I'm not sure if you have to trigger the mechanic first or if you just have to do it like this. But yeah, we're gonna chill here for like a minute or 2. See if something happens. If it doesn't, we're gonna trigger the mechanic and do it then. Mainly use it for Netflix, but you could work on it. That's fair. But yeah, second monitor is such a nice thing to have. Okay, I'm gonna trigger the thing and do it then. But yeah, it really is scopy. I wouldn't want to dive into this water. Now you need a bigger death, Levy. Didn't you just get one? I know this part was one of your biggest rage quits ever. Playing this with a keyboard and mouse is bad. Yeah, I reckon it is. I played this also with keyboard and mouse back then. There you go. Look into water. And you can see a kraken. And yeah, that's the Easter egg. Ah, now we have this like underwater sound effect happening. So yeah, all the sound is muffled because of this Easter egg now. Shit. No, it's not. It reset. It's good to know you can just like jump into water to fix it again. we need to play some games now. Which games are you thinking about, Levy? You uninstalled every game other than Lego Harry Potter Years 5 to 7, which is the one currently playing, but now it's no longer lagging. Although you've never had that issue before, so you know, but it's working. Oh. So did you not like have enough storage on your computer, maybe? That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's good to work though. Ooh. Another Anubis statue. Oops. Yeah, sometimes you just need to restart stuff. The first trick in the book. Put it off and on. And yeah, there we go. That's all of the assassin tombs done. So let me also go ahead and do another assassination contract, which might be the second last actually.
Why would anyone carry on like that?
Why not? That's the question. Cheers, Levy. Okay, we should actually check this painter here. I think there's a couple paintings we haven't gotten yet.
Down, down! Faster and faster! Stay back, dog! I've some new works from the Bellinis, including Giovanni himself, along with some exquisite devotional works from Padua. A bust of our beloved Doge, perhaps? I have 3, somewhere in the back. Trust me, you do not want to pass this by.
Sure. Okay, we have bought every painting here so far.
Good day, Signor.
Only the best of raiment here, friends. Silks and clothes of finest weaves. No! No! You
Eccolo. Ora. Crash a party. One of Francesco de Pazzi's cousins is throwing a party. Find the location of the party by tailing a guest. Once there, kill the host. I'm sure the guests won't miss him.
Raju, where do you think you're going? Up here. Please, sit down, now!
What's his problem? Why can't he walk like everyone else?
They approved your annual leave. Oh, very nice, Levi. I'm glad to hear that. So I reckon they approved all of it. Not only your birthday week, but also the weeks where you want to visit your parents. Excellent. That's good to hear, Levi.
Sing for joy, our Lord is here. Money, money, money!
I heard that! Money! Money!
Moneta.
Oh, I heard that! Money! Money! Moneta!
Gold!
Oh, yes! Money! Dove?
Gold!
I heard that! Money!
Oh,
Money!
yes! Money!
Denaro! I heard
Money, money, money!
Money!
Moneta!
Money! Drive!
Go! Moneta! Go!
You will go play games now because much hype. Sounds good, Levi. I hope you enjoy. And I will talk to you soon. Money, money. Moneta.
Lead on.
Good citizens. In age of wisdom, the minor council has approved the reopening.
Ciao, bello. What's it?
Sure you say.
Such a slow day.
Oh shit. Don't have time.
A fresh sheep's urine and rosemary poultices for your father.
That's better. Let's go up here.
Report any unattended damage to city property and be courteous to city workers. Word returns to us from the Holy Father. Disputed lands in the south are to be excluded from all mercantile enterprise. However, merchants acting privately may do so with no fear of reprisal. Attenzione! Notice of execution.
So here Absolute, welcome. How's it going?
Against the Serene Republic and will be executed publicly in the Piazza San Marco at 12 light 2 days hence.
Gotcha.
In the Lido facing Sestieri of the Città has caused some
Just lurking like always. Appreciate it, dude.
report any unattended damage to city property and be courteous to city workmen. Good citizens, in its wisdom the minor council has approved the reopening of
Dear patrons, perhaps another time.
What the devil is he doing? Dangerous, isn't it?
You just noticed that you followed me for 2 years. You didn't think it was that long. Yeah, dude. I think you were like one of the first people that were like tuning in for the AC marathons that I you know, participated in each year. For those unaware, AC Marathon is basically a yearly event that the subreddit for Assassin's Creed basically organizes. And it's like a community event where people play every day like a sequence or two together. And then, you know, discuss about it afterwards, or just, you know, talk about the game and what happened. And yeah, kind of like, you know, celebrate this series every year. Usually up until the new release of the new game or media or whatever comes out. And I think 2017 was the first year I actually participated in it. Which was also the year that Origins came out. So I think 4 years ago I actually like started doing my first streams. But it was well before I, you know, like basically done it on a regular basis. I did it for like 3 months and I didn't stream the rest of the year really. Nice. Now a feather. 2017 marathon was great because everybody was kind of like very intrigued in Origins, given how different it was, but it still looked, you know, quite assassin-y, I guess.
You will hurt someone carrying on like that.
But yeah, I remember being very excited because I felt with Syndicate that the series has gotten a bit stale, to be honest. Like, even if I enjoyed Syndicate a lot, feel like the ideas and origins, you know, really felt original. Ford's legacy. A Venetian condottiero has kidnapped several artists and is forcing them to depict him as war hero. Do not let him distort history in such an obscene fashion. Kill him. Afterwards, I will contact the artists. I need them to decorate my family's crypt. Okay. So basically, Lorenzo just wants the artists to be liberated, so he can hire them. Yeah.
He's here! Say your prayers!
All who need aid are welcome here.
Kobe, you sometimes have pigeons on your balcony, so that cooing sound actually made you look outside real quick. Kobe, same here actually. Yesterday I got literally woken up by the sound of pigeons. Because it was like a pigeon on my balcony checking for my like food that I put outside. But yeah, it's actually not meant for pigeons, but they still like to come by every now and then to grab a snack. Absolute, watching this really makes you miss Assassin's Creed before the RPG elements. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. But, you know, then again, I feel like, you know, it's never too late to come back to these games. And, you know, just like replay them. They're still fantastic. So, nowadays I kind of like, you know, that there's like different types of games in the series. Like this generation feels very different to AC3, Black Flag, and Rogue. And that generation feels very different to Unity and Syndicate. That then Unity and Syndicate feels super different to Origins, Valhalla, and Odyssey. So I really just love variety there. Assassino!
Don't be shy. I only
Hey Vanik, welcome dude. Nostalgia is a powerful drug. Yeah, it can be absolute. For sure. I wonder when people will get nostalgia for Origins. Because Origins at this point has been out for, you know, almost 4 years. But I know some people are already getting nostalgic for like Unity, so... Yes, it's always like kind of like a matter of perspective, I guess. Am I done with the third age? I'm not yet, Nick. We still have probably another 2 streams of a game, I would say. We just arrived in Osgiliath, I think. So, finish Helm's Deep and the battle there. And getting into the last 3 chapters of the game, I think. Gonna come back to the third age on Friday, I think. Today and tomorrow will be AC2, and on Thursday I'm gonna come back to Shadow of War.
Why are you up?
You don't think Arrows has the same impact as your original ACs? Yeah, I mean, you know, the early AC games not only have influenced AC a lot in the series, but also like other games in, you know, in general, I guess. So yeah, the impact on these games is definitely huge. Am I dreaming this? Could be, I guess you can get nostalgic either when a certain amount of time has passed or when the next game of the franchise comes out. Yeah, like it's definitely very subjective as well. And what, like, you know, I think also like what's like your start in the series too. You know, lots of people have never played the first Sasuke games, so they don't have nostalgia for them. Maybe they started with AC3 and, you know, that's like causing nostalgia for them because it's been like the first time they actually experience the series. Like, you should consider getting Ezio Collection considering you play it so much and you have a PS4 now. So I did consider getting the Ezio Collection, but I think I will never stream it. Just for the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of the color palette they've chosen, especially with AC2. And also that the 30 FPS limit is there. And you know, AC2 I can max run at 60 FPS, which is still nice. But Brotherhood and Revelations I can run at 144 Hz. And that's just such a huge difference in terms of like fluidity that I probably never stream it on the PS4. That's something I don't understand. They do like remaster for Xbox One and PS4 and they lock these games to 30 FPS. Like they should be well capable of running 60. I mean, I never play with DualShock unless it's, you know, for the PS4, Nick. I prefer the Xbox One controller all the way. But I don't mind the DualShock, like I still think it's a solid controller. I think my biggest issue with like the DualShock is that the sticks don't really feel very precise, they feel very clunky to me. Whereas on Xbox One, you know, like, it's very like smooth and kind of like precise. Like, I can do like very smooth like camera circulation, I guess, like this with the Xbox One controller. The PS4, you know, like with the deaths and everything, would be more like, or like, you know, like a rough start, and then I could like get to a point where it's like relatively smooth. I know it's like small differences, but I noticed especially when like aiming on the DualShock that it was like huge difference of how accurate I could be actually. But yeah, I also feel the Xbox One controller feels better in my hands, to be honest. Feels more ergonomic. Already have drifting, loose left thumbstick after 3 months. Luckily, warranty covers controller too. Oh, that's good, Nick, that's the case. But yeah, to be fair, that also happens with Xbox One controllers apparently. I've got one which wasn't, which was like custom design, I guess, by another company. But was marketed as like, you know, superior to the Xbox One controller. Got like loads of good reviews. And then it just started drifting after a while, and you know, it just made some games like so difficult to play. I remember playing Rise Son of Rome with that, and because of that game being super sensitive to like any input, it just led to like to constant camera circulation the entire game. Like basically like this.
seek planning.
It would go the entire time like this.
The incident in San Polo
And I had to like manually stir against it to correct it, I guess. It's really damn annoying. At the moment I got just a classic Xbox One controller. And while this still has an issue, because it like double clicks A sometimes, which is annoying because you do like stuff like this. As you just like jump backwards when holding the A button sometimes. You know, it's a very rare thing to happen, and everything else works fine. Yeah, that's like really sucky, you know, if you like have to kind of like correct mistake that's just there by default. Yeah, for me it also happened relatively fast, like, you know, 4 to 5 months after I got it or something. Fortunately it was also in the warranty still, but it's kind of annoying. Hold on, we actually just... Didn't we just have a glyph here at the location?
Go back down, or I shoot.
Yeah, there was one nearby. Let's get back real quick.
Down! Ora! You have no reason.
I think it was in this building, maybe? Perhaps? At 4. And there's another feather accent. Ora, eccolo. Got you. Yeah. That's the glyph.
It happened in 1908. Or was it 2008? 1708? I can't remember!
The cavalry. Nicola, we know what they have done to your lab, to your career. It may be too late to set things right, but you can help prevent something far worse. They have taken an object from the Tsar and are conducting experiments into Tunguska to figure out how to use it. Before they do, we must take it from them, or the world will be in danger. We do not ask you to risk your life, just that when the time comes, you use your electricity to destroy the object. Regardless of your decision, know that we admire your work greatly, and will bear you no ill will. We respect your freedom above all else. So yeah, this is of course connecting to the previous glyphs that we had, which was about Nikola and Tesla. Tesla was basically Nikola Tesla and what's his name again? Can you help me out, Nick? I forgot his name. I think you know it. Basically his counterpart. And his counterpart worked with the Templars to basically, you know, make people aware that Nikola's electricity system is super dangerous and stuff. So he built like an electric chair, electrocuted elephants and stuff like that, just to, you know, prove that he's wrong. Yeah, the assassins basically reached out to Nikola Tesla so they could, you know, secure the piece of Eden that he hold to develop his AC system, like electricity system. Oh, I see another feather. Give me all those feathers.
You should not be up here, Stolto. Why are you up here? Get down, ora! You should not be up here, Stolto. Why are you up here?
Why are you up here? Oh, we gotta collect all the feathers. And I think you mentioned before, but the Apple of Eden was inspired by Tesla's golden urn, kept in his museum here in Belgrade. Yeah, I think you told me about that before, actually. But you know, it's really cool and very fitting that we would, you know, come back to the character that supposedly inspired it. It's interesting though, because, you know, they kind of, I guess, have this idea of including Tesla from the get-go, but they, you know, didn't show Tesla until the second game came across, or came along. Even though his influence was there in the first game already, I guess. And hey back at the gaming archaeologist, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining.
You have no business up here, Stolto.
How do you know that I have no business up here? You okay? This takes you back. Oh yeah. AC2 is definitely a nostalgia-inducing game. That's for sure. Alright, let's do the last Templar lair. Shipwrecked. Infiltrate the Arsenale dry docks and find the Templar treasure hidden within.
There!
Okay, guys.
Now, move!
Don't get down.
Where? I cannot see. Where is he? Now, move!
Okay, let's do this.
You will tire quickly, so no risky strikes, men. Come!
You like the stuff you learned about Romulus, and you think it was one of the secrets. Yes, in Brotherhood you have the tombs of Romulus, and also the followers of Romulus. Which definitely connected, of course, to the founding story of Rome, but also to the whole Caesar story, which is part of Origins. So you have like Brutus writing these messages, right, and also him leaving his armor behind. And it's actually quite a cool connection to Origins and the assassination of Caesar. Very cool stuff.
What are you doing here?
Oh shit, I actually have to go over here, don't I? Hold on. Let's go back here. Caesar, who many people keep incorrectly thinking was an emperor, but he never made it to that. Yeah, he kind of got, I guess, killed before he ever, you know, could get to a point. Can't use range weapons. Very interesting.
You're right, aren't you? Very well, the one less easier.
I want this cut now!
Okay, can we make this jump? Wonder.
I have no idea. I was thinking it work on the ship. You have seen everyone. I assure you, I come from a long line of...
So kill me then. At least I will have my honor, unlike the son of a pig farmer standing in front of me.
He should have kept an eye on his men. Trying to break into the treasury is a serious offense.
We needed him to build the ships. Now I'll have to go find another shipbuilder. Next time, inform the watch when you question an intruder instead of dealing with it yourself.
Citizen!
Asino.
Asino. Citizen. Hey there, Grammy. Welcome. But it doesn't mention Romulus killing Remus. History wrote him off, you guess. I mean, yeah, the whole scrolls in Brotherhood are not even about Romulus, right? They're completely about Brutus and Caesar. And him kind of like having the Emperor of Eden and stuff like this. So Romulus and Remus actually don't get that much mentioned. I think there's like a database entry about them. But that's essentially it in Brotherhood. You nerf herder. I gotta love these insults.
Assassino!
Assassino.
He's not going to get me.
Shit.
I'm not facing it.
Come here. Oh, shit. Made it. Okay, so they're gonna wait for us here. Nick, but the Wolf Card and Brotherhood are followers of Romulus. It's kind of weird that they guard armor of Brutus, though, or how they even acquired it. Yeah, that's kind of the question, right? Like in Brotherhood, like the connection between Brutus and the followers of Romulus. It definitely seems to be, yeah, it seems a bit like a plot hole, to be honest. I wonder if there's something we're missing. Like an arm of Romulus being later retconned to Brutus before release of the game, maybe? Maybe. I mean, Brotherhood definitely got pushed out a bit more than AC2 did. Which is one of the reasons why, you know, the creator of Assassin's Creed ultimately left during the development of Brotherhood as well. So it could be, but I guess it's more like a theory at this point. But I wonder if there's not a connection after all. You know? Is it possible to catch a Templar before he reaches back up? So usually whenever there's like a chase in Tombs in AC2, you definitely have a possibility. Like the other two chases we had in the Tombs, we did manage to kill the Templar running for backup. And then the others won't be alerted and you can actually sneak past them. But yeah, this one I think I never managed yet to get him.
Better for you to die cleanly now. You can't cover all the angles.
Let's finish this.
No, damn it! Die! No!
Fatti sotto! No! You're just going to stand there.
No! I will finish you very slowly for that.
Bring it on!
So this one is impossible to get, Nick. Interesting. Because this is one of the missions that I haven't played until like, or that I hadn't played until like a few playthroughs ago. Because I didn't own like all of the deluxe stuff for this game. So it didn't include like all of the Templar tombs. The 3 times that I tried, I didn't manage to get it. But I kind of assumed it would be possible. Given that the other tombs, you know, do give you the option to do it. But I mean, you know, if you use like a train and stuff like this, then apparently it's not. This tomb reminds me a lot of the tombs in Revelations. Kind of like, you know, water in between. Revelations tombs have like loads of water. Water is a symbol for purity, so it makes sense. That's true. Yeah. Purify the dead before they go into the afterlife. Okay, let's have a look at the map here. We still have a viewpoint down here. But I think side quest wise we've catch up on everything we have currently available in Venice. Okay, we're gonna grab the viewpoint, this codex page, and then I'm gonna go to Leonardo. So we can decode the codex page and have read up, I think. Let's do that. I can see another feather. Oops. Didn't mean to jump there. But yeah, that was like one of those moments where my controller just decided to press A another time.
You should not be up here! Raju, you did
We're gonna get some food and play some Star Wars, I think. You have a good stream, Crook. Thank you very much, Destro. Thank you for being here, dude, and chatting and lurking. Appreciate the discussion about AC and Witcher. And yeah, you have a good day, dude. I hope you enjoy. And also want to go ahead and give you a shout out too, dude, because you deserve it. There you are. So yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Destro yet, definitely recommend checking out his channel. He also played for the AC games, but is currently doing some Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. He's also a big fan of Witcher 3 and the Witcher series in general. So definitely check out his games and content if you haven't yet. But yeah, you have a good one, Destro. I hope you will enjoy the time with Star Wars. And hey there, Kes. Welcome, mate. Good morning to you. Knights of the Old Republic is a banger. I think I may actually play a little bit of that with friends. If it's like this, is it an MMORPG? I played one of these like Star Wars MMORPGs with friends. That's what we'll do, and hope you have a good rest of your stream. Cheers, Destro. I appreciate it, dude. I will see you next time. First built in the 9th century, San Zaccaria is dedicated to the father of Saint John the Baptist, Zaccaria, who is supposedly buried there. Other locations in which Saint Zaccaria is supposedly buried, the Grand Sasa Monastery in Nagorno-Karabakh, Yad Avshalom, the Great Mosque of Aleppo, and the Valley of Yehoshaphat. Yehoshaphat? Or Yehoshaphat? One of the two, I guess. San Zaccaria burned down in 1105, killing more than 100 nuns. The church was rebuilt around 1170 and then later redone with a mixture of Gothic and Renaissance styles. Ironically, in the Renaissance, it flourished as the nunnery of choice for the daughters of the noblest families in Venice, who obviously didn't know the building's history. Yeah, they didn't know about 100 nuns being burned here. be honest, I really haven't played a lot of Star Wars games in my life. But I did play one of the Jedi games, or Jedi games, I guess. Like one that came out between 2005 and 10, I think. Found qui Quartier Generale di Bartolomeo de Aviano. Bartolomeo de Aviano later went on to grander things later in life, serving as a general of the Venetian army. This period of Bartolomeo's biography seems to be undocumented in the history books, and from the looks of the stable he's using as his headquarters, I can see why. So we have yet to meet Bartolomeo, but he's a great dude. Very funny. Ah, feather. I was about to say, I just heard something shimmery. Ooh, look at this, we actually have a lot more viewpoints. Okay, let's get more viewpoints then.
What the hell? For you. To all members of civilized Venetian society, let it be known that Barlow in Maschera is to be held before the Palazzo Dandolo in 1 week's time. Your frangibus Dandolo himself shall preside. Serving Venetians with style and quality for over 3 generations.
Stay back, dog!
Oh, another glyph location. We found San Pietro di Castello. First built in the 7th century, San Pietro di Castello was the seat of the Bishop of Venice. Notice how far away San Pietro di Castello is from the Palazzo Ducale. The distance is not accidental. The Venetian doges wanted to remain independent from the church. Although San Pietro di Castello itself is nothing remarkable, the tower is the first to be cloaked in Istrian stone from the quarries outside Venice, the same white stone that covers the Palazzo Ducale. Okay, let's go ahead and find the glyph that is supposed to be on this building.
Remember to visit Bertuccio's Cucina for all your blacksmithing, weapons,
There we go.
table well need.
The bunker. World War II archive. Access denied. Okay, so we have a lot of pictures again, and we're looking again for a number and a symbol. So these are all pictures, of course, and photos from the Second World War, as the archive indicates. And we can see a symbol right there. And another thing what we can see is, this is actually tricky. I know already, you know, where to find the number, but usually you would always go into the pictures and look for numbers there. However, there's a 4 right here, you can see. That pops up and disappears every now and then. And it's actually like in between the pictures you have to look out for. But yeah, I'm quite sure this 4 is the one we have to align the symbol with. So we're gonna go over here and align this. And then 9 is the symbol. And 7th one we have to figure out. So one thing you will notice is that going from this to this, this to this, this to this, it always adds like one side. So we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides for 7. 8 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is, I think, for 1 actually, the symbol. And this should be this one. 5, yeah. And then 1 should be 8 sides. Circle Corporation, made the 2nd of May 1945. The war is over and we are in control as planned, but a slight concern has arisen. I received word from our agents in Berlin. Hitler was supposed to execute his double inside the bunker at Meet C at the rendezvous point with a piece of Eden. It's been 3 days and he still hasn't appeared. Something must have gone awry. Please send instructions. So basically Hitler was supposed to kill off an impersonator of himself. So people would think that the real Hitler actually died and you know, Hitler would actually escape with the Templars. Because the Templars have given him access to pieces of Eden so he could, you know, start this entire war essentially. So the Templars started the Second World War. So they could, you know, again take control after a huge chaos essentially. Yeah, that's what I wonder, to be honest. Who's C? I actually have no idea currently, Nick. I mean, it can't be Churchill, can it? It could.
They engineered the war, they engineered the peace, but they weren't going to get away with it. Find our mark.
Churchill was your first thought as well. It could be. The thing is, you know, Churchill actually appears in Syndicate in the World War I Rift. And World War I, of course, he didn't have, you know, such a great impact as World War II. But in World War I, in the Rift, the assassin actually works together with him. So that's kind of curious. Like, they actually work together against the Templars. So to me, it kind of seemed like Churchill was like more aligned with the assassins than he would be with the Templars. But obviously that's well before what happened in the Second World War. So who knows, maybe something happened in between. We watched the exit from above. He didn't see us coming. That is the assassin symbol. This, of course, you know about the bunker of Hitler, and the assassins basically wanted to take out Hitler before he could escape. At the end of the war. Maybe it's Stauffenberg, Operation Valkyrie. How do you mean, Nick? You mean like in connection to what the assassins wanted? Like I still wonder what, you know, C could stand for, I guess, like which name specifically? Let's check out the painter here. Wanna see if he has any new paintings for us to buy. Also, we should also check the paintings just to see the buildings. Just to see if there's any feathers on the other side. Sometimes very, very well hidden. Okay, we got all of these paintings bought.
Have a good day, sir.
Oh, another codex page.
Vengeance in the night, one by one they are repaid.
Stauffenberg was in charge of Hitler's assassination attempt. C here is referred to as agent. Stauffenberg first name was Klaus. However, this was in 1944. Yeah, interesting thoughts, but the way the document is written is that C is like an ally to Hitler, right? So he's supposed to meet him at the end of a war with a piece of Eden. So he seems to be like Templar associate. Of course, I guess you could argue that Stauffenberg maybe has been like pretending to be a Templar, maybe. But yeah, if you say this was 1944, then it definitely seems like it shouldn't have been him.
Their fates are sealed by time. You have lost the mind, yes? Raju! There! There's that! Get him, a good man!
Get! He's getting away!
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely possibilities, I guess, for him to potentially still be on the Templar's side in a way. But yeah, the way, you know, it's been written and the fact that it's been 1945, I guess would speak against it. But there's definitely curious. Like, I really wonder if Churchill is the one we're talking about or not. Because it would really bring like a new light onto what happens in Syndicate. Meeting Churchill, I guess. Or working together with him. Another feather. Excellent stuff.
Whatever is on his mind, it must be. What are you doing here? Get down, Strongo!
Nick, this whole the truth lore goes since the beginning of East 2 Civilization. It's more of a fun side mission feature unrelated to any future games. You don't think they were planning it that far ahead? So, believe it or not, but there are actually very deep connections to future games through the glyphs. For example, important historical figures that had Piece of Eden for a time, like the Emperor of Eden, for instance, right? Like, one of them being shown is Napoleon. Napoleon is an important figure and character in the Unity story. And especially Dead Kings, which is essentially about how he eventually gets the Emperor of Eden, I guess. And which kind of explains also his rise to power. But I would still say that if it was Churchill, then it would still be likely for them to, you know, just like choose Churchill because he's, you know, a historical character rather than connecting it to the glyph. Especially with, you know, Quebec being behind Syndicate, they, you know, often don't even go through the hassle of going back to previous games to research what actually happened there. Like, they make no mistake, like a secret out of them not knowing about the AC lore. So I feel like with Syndicate it's actually likely, but I will definitely stand by the glyphs, or yeah, having like, you know, impact on the future games. And I feel like the Napoleon thing is a huge example. There's of course also the fact that they showcase George Washington with an Emperor of Eden, which connects to the tyranny of King Washington, where Washington actually had connection to one. But it was more about, like, you know, this vision that the Emperor created, I guess. But yeah, it's another connection to what the glyphs show, you know. Him having an Emperor of Eden. So there's two glyph scenarios already, which, you know, kind of have become, I guess, true. Or part of, like, the AC games. And hey the Kenji, welcome dude. And Tamax, welcome as well. these Piece of Eden are main focus of a story. Of course, they continue to make appearances in other games, but you're talking about these memoirs of Journalists written down by Templars or assassins throughout history. Yeah, I mean, it's not only about the Piece of Eden, right? It's about like the historical figures that weird them. So I feel like that's definitely an important part of the glyphs and the connection. But yeah, you know, most of the documents that you find are about the 20th century, and Assassin's usually has been avoiding the 20th century on purpose for the longest time. So I guess it kind of explains why, you know, it hasn't been as relevant yet, because Ubisoft isn't trying to, you know, make a lot of stories in the 20th century. But yeah, I still feel there's definitely connectivity between the glyphs and future games.
Ideal for the lift.
In fact, I believe that the glyphs set up a lot of the lore that you know, later games come back to.
Extending the warning to all visitors to the most serene republic is considered a civic duty.
You love Syndicate, great characters. Yeah, that's fair, Kenji. Syndicate was
Right.
definitely a fun game.
Won't happen again, I swear.
Perhaps it's time you made an appointment to treat your feet right.
Yeah, Gandhi supposedly had an Apple of Eden, but got killed by the Templars and they took it. But yeah, I think the issue for Ubisoft in 20th century, like a full-blown 20th century game, would be that I think they mentioned that they would be afraid of getting like sued, you know, by portraying certain historical characters in certain ways, because the chances of relatives of those historical figures being still alive, or you know, still you know, having like connection to it, is definitely there. I don't remember if Kennedy had one, to be honest.
He's here! I won't let stop! You are not getting past me. I'm with you.
We'll talk about AC lore, essentially. So yeah, like the glyphs in AC2 and kind of like the modern day aspects and what happens in the 20th century. And you know, how it like potentially connects to like future AC games. We found the Santi Giovanni e Paolo. One of the largest churches in Venice, Santi Giovanni e Paolo, was built after Doge Jacopo Tiepolo had a dream about white birds flying over the site. He donated the land on which the church was built in 1246 to the Dominicans. The current Italian Gothic church was completed in 1430. On a stranger note, the church claims to contain the foot of Saint Catherine of Siena, born in Siena in 1347. As the last of 25 children, Catherine became an important ambassador for the Pope, whom she would like to call Daddy. Ironically, the most startling incident in her life happened after her death, when her followers in Siena attempted to steal her body from Rome. Unable to get the body out of the city, they lovingly cut off her head and put it in a sack. Jesus. When the guards decided to search the sack, her followers prayed to Catherine. The guards saw rose petals inside the sack instead of a head, and let the group go to Siena without taking the bloody sack away from them. And that's why she's a saint.
curious way to get...
Paulo's your favorite footballer, Max? Yeah, I think my favorite footballer of all time might still be Ronaldinho. Just for his like creativity and kind of like bring joy to football, I guess. Another glyph location. We got the Scuola Grande di San Marco. The Scuola Grande di San Marco was one of the 6 largest charitable organizations founded in Venice to help citizens afford food, dowries, processions, marriages, burials, and anything else they might need. Notably, membership was open to any citizens of Venice, not just the elite. Citizenship status was conferred on third-generation Venetians or those who had paid taxes for 15 years, meaning that Venetians were pretty xenophobic except when you gave them money. The facade of the building, which was built in 1260, was destroyed in a 1485 fire, causing it to be rebuilt in its current opulent Byzantine form. Oh, I can see feather. Can I see any other feather from here? Not really. Okay, let's grab a feather real quick and then we're gonna get glyph. This. You can type in Ennio, exclamation mark Ennio Max to get like more information on the playthrough I'm doing. But yeah, it's not 100%.
It's getting harder. All the pain across time. It hurts too much. She sees me raise the knife. Only a little bit longer now.
Synopsis. Medical Archive. Access denied.
In the beginning, Genesis. Genesis.
Alright, so another puzzle. We have a 5. And of course we're looking again for symbols. So we have a Y here. So that's probably a Y-like symbol. So we're gonna align this with 5. Like this. And then we basically have to look on the summary basically. So we have starting point plus 2. So going from 5 to 6 over here, we have 1 Y, 3 Ys, so plus 2. Then we have plus 6, which is 9. We have plus 2, which is 11. So this symbol means 10. Then we have plus 1, which is 12. And we have plus 5, which is 17. So we gotta go to 0. and get something that resembles 17. Like this one. Then we have +3, which is 20 over here. +5, which is 25. And then 3 would be... Hold on. 31. Yeah, 31. So this one. And 6 the game gives to us, so that's 3-wise. Yeah, so the low percent challenge will basically be like, I will get no upgrades for Ezio, like none whatsoever, no weapons, no armor. We're gonna stay with the starting gear the entire time. I will allow myself to get stuff though that isn't for Ezio but for the Brotherhood, so we're gonna be building up the Brotherhood. But yeah, I'm not gonna buy any upgrades for Ezio whatsoever. You have no shame in saying you use a guide for most of these glyphs. That's understandable. Like, I remember some of these glyphs took me, half an hour sometimes. When I, didn't want to look up a guide and just try to really solve it myself. But yeah, it's kind of satisfying though once you beat all of the glyphs without any guide whatsoever. But yeah, for a few, I definitely had to look it up as well the first time. Because I just couldn't wrap my head around what they wanted us to do here.
The organization wanted the pieces. They tasted their power. But what were the pieces? Why did they work so well? It's as if our minds were made for them, manufactured to obey.
So yeah, basically Clay talks about how our brains are wired in a way that makes pieces of Eden take control more easily. Like the Apple of Eden is there to mind control people, and the Isu used it to literally mind control the humans into working for them and enslaving them. Now, one of the glyphs also talks about the hybrids, the ones that basically rise out of a love and marriage between the Isu and the humans, because not all Isu have been enslaving humans, or have been, against their existence, I guess, or them being self-conscious and free. So the people that, were like hybrids between the Isu and the humans, they actually had the possibility of free will, and they could, resist the Piece of Eden more easily. And a lot of the assassin protagonists throughout the series, they are descendants of the hybrids, essentially. That's also why they have an easier time learning Eagle Vision and all this. With that being said, Eagle Vision isn't exclusive to hybrids. Normal humans can actually learn it as well. It's just way more difficult to trigger. The spinning picture ones, you saw YouTube comments saying they would spend 4 hours on it. Yeah, I know those, but I don't know. It really is just a matter of time at some point. But yeah, I have never spent 4 hours on these glyphs though. I feel like if you spend 4 hours on these moving picture glyphs, you don't really think about what they do. Because, sorry if I said that directly, but it really is just a matter of time at some point. It's not even about thinking, you just try all the different possibilities. And that shouldn't even take you 4 hours. But just if you think about it a little bit, then it shouldn't take you longer than half an hour, I think. But that's the thing, I feel like a lot of people are not willing to try to, solve the puzzles. They would just try and try until the game was like, okay, yeah, you did it right now. But they aren't that difficult. I would say though that the last moving picture one definitely is tricky. Like that one also takes me a bit longer every time, but I can't see myself spending 4 hours on these lifts, so I feel like that's a bit of an exaggeration. Use the guide for all of them, you spend about 45 minutes doing all of them. I got you, dude. And yeah, that's completely fair, like, you know, no need to feel sorry for using a guide or something. I tried to think of a poor soul that actually sat there 4 hours trying to put the picture together. Okay, so we have a Biological Frontier. Issue 1, January 2012. The scientific community is abuzz as the results of a new neurological study were made public today. What seemed to be big news in itself that Dr. Yiji Wu and Dr. P.J. Tronero had discovered a new neurotransmitter. Turned out to be just the tip of the iceberg. To quote Dr. Wu, using a prototype DMRI machine, we've been able to examine the contents of an actual neuron in living tissue. We found a substance that appears to be an undiscovered neurotransmitter. Here's where it gets crazy. To test our findings, we subjected the neuron to all kinds of stimuli, but we couldn't get it to release the transmitter. So we've discovered an entire mechanism. There are vesicles filled with neurotransmitters lying dormant, and corresponding ion channels offer no discernible purpose. Expressing betterment that natural selection would create an unnecessary neurotransmitter, Wu and Tronero searched for a predecessor in other species, with no luck. Whatever this bugger is used for, it evolved in humans, Tronero told the press. So yeah, we're of course talking about a neurotransmitter that is basically reacting to the piece of Eden, and that doesn't get triggered unless a piece of Eden triggers it, I guess. But yeah, scientists have basically, you know, picking up on that existing. And, you know, this would be, as you can see, the shape of the symbol is the shape of the Apple of Eden. So only the Apple of Eden can trigger these, as you can see. Man, I just love these glyphs and how far out they are, you know, and how like one glyph kind of like leads to the other. It makes it like make more sense, I guess. Alright, that's almost all of them done. We only have 2 left. Only 2 left.
Down or die! You should not be up here. Please. Attenzione! The enemy...
Peasants are not allowed up here. You see? You're mine, assassin! We'll catch him, don't worry.
Alright. Let's have a look at the map here. So we've catch up on most of the stuff now. We also got the other codex page, I'm quite sure. So we can find a fast travel point, get to Leonardo's shop, and then finally decode the pages and have a read up on them. Actually, let's just go ourselves. It's not like a traveling point nearby. If they just fire fireworks? Kinda sounded like.
What's his problem?
What a skill, huh? My recent good fortune finding new suppliers has paid off.
Isn't that illegal? Yeah, fun fact, in some cities, especially in Great Britain or the UK, parkour is actually not allowed anymore. Because the scene is like so strong in the UK with parkour that you know, some cities have become like hotspots over the years for parkour athletes, and the city just decided altogether to ban it. I think Cambridge is one of the cities that doesn't allow it anymore.
Following the recent festival fire in San Polo, the Doge has decreed that the manufacture of fuochi d'artificio be controlled and
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, especially, you know, in like COVID times, if you kind of like follow certain parkour teams, you know, because some of them, of course, on YouTube, like that's basically their main job. They do like parkour videos and finance themselves, and they like every day they have like discussions with like security guards and stuff, having to explain that that's like the legit job and stuff. Kind of a difficult time right now.
Leonardo! Ezio, so good to see you. How can I help you? Haha! You found another one! How exciting!
Haha, you found another one.
Oh, tricky. A numerical substitution and a language shift. Give me a moment. It's done.
Cool, that's 3 codex pages deciphered. So I actually have a sheet where I marked which codex pages I have read before, because this time we're going to read the codex pages during the playthrough instead of reading them all at the end. So we haven't read page number 8, which we still haven't obtained. We haven't read 14 yet, which we have. Man seeks dominion over all that he encounters. I suppose it is a natural tendency for us to aspire towards mastery of our surroundings. But this should not include other human beings. Every day more and more are pressed into service, by deception or by force. Others, though not so firmly imprisoned, are made to feel as if their lives are worthless. I've seen the ways in which men persecute women. I've heard cruel words heard of those who come here from other lands. Watched as those who believe or act differently are made to suffer. We discuss such things often, watching as we do from the spires of Masyaf. But what can be done to stop this? To encourage tolerance and equality. Some days we speak of education, believing that knowledge will free us from immorality. But as I walk the streets and see slaves sent off to auction, my heart grows cold. When I see the husband hurl abuses and stones at his wife, insisting she exists only to serve him, my fists clench. And when I see children torn from their parents so that another man might profit, sent off to suffer beneath a desert sun and die. On these days I do not think that dialogue will make a difference. On these days I think only of how the perpetrators need to die. Guessing no climb glove or double blade in AC Brotherhood? That's right, Max. Yeah, no upgrades whatsoever. Except the ones that the game kind of like forces on you, I guess. Though I think you actually have to buy one of the upgrades from Leonardo to advance the story. So you probably have to get one of them. Okay, let me go ahead and check this off. So that's 14. We also haven't read 19. Legend speaks of a golden fleece. Could the two be related? I further refined the metallurgic process, allowing for the production of a suit of armor, the likes of which the world has never seen. It is possessed of great strength, yet so light as to allow complete freedom. I alternate between wonder and fear. Here we have crafted something that will surely change the face of warfare, making those who wear it nigh invincible. Perhaps it was a mistake to create these pieces. I think it best to erase the formula. What if it were to fall into the hands of our enemies? The risk is too great. And yeah, this is of course about the armor of Altair, which is the reward for doing all of the assassin tombs. And it's made out of the same material that the hidden blades are made from, which basically is unbreakable. And of course it's one of the materials that you can only create with a certain formula, and that Altair got from, the knowledge of the Apple of Eden, essentially. We haven't read 26 yet. I have the answer now. I know the truth. I shall not touch that wretched thing again. Best that no one do, now or ever. I have tried at last to destroy it, but it will neither bend, nor break, nor melt. Oh, the irony. I am certain if I asked, the apple would tell me what needed to be done. But even this promise is insufficient. Always it holds one more gift to give. I must refrain. So it shall be sealed. We will take it to the island, once theirs, now ours. As a treasury there, hidden well, and it shall have to suffice. Risky to separate myself from the artifact that others may discover it. Riskier still to keep it close. In time I will be tempted. I am weak, we all are. Who wouldn't be? Of the things I have seen, the tales here inside the text. Not between the lines but beneath them. Where only our eyes might peer. Go and see it for yourself, that you might succeed where I and others have failed. Time marches on, bringing with it new discoveries and developments. And so at least one day the doorway might be opened and the message delivered. They will have a prophet. Jesus, I have goosebumps reading this. Because this is of course connecting to the map that Ezio sees underneath the codex pages. Because once he has all the codex pages, basically put them together, and by using the Eagle-Vision you can see underneath the text to see basically gene material that Altair put there to showcase the world map. And by seeing the world map, Ezio also sees the location of the vault where he has to go to deliver this message and fulfill being the prophet. So this is basically directly talking to Ezio in a way, even though Ezio doesn't know it yet. We haven't read 28 yet. Success. We found a way to alter the structure of Hidden Blade so that it can be used to launch small projectiles. It is capable of grievous damage, even from great distance. I confess, the means by which I came about the discovery was risky to say the least, but I found that in small doses and with a focused mind, the apple can be used without ill effects, or so I hope. The knowledge of projectile combat is not new to us, having been observed amongst our eastern neighbors, but their weapons were much larger and insufficient for our needs. I have now found a way to miniaturize their designs, embedding their fury weapon into a form that can be worn on the wrist. We have also refined the formula for combustible powder, such that common ingredients might be used. This is a dangerous bit of knowledge, and it is best shared with only our closest allies. So this is how Leonardo could make the hidden pistol for Ezio, which he used for the assassination during the Carnival. And we have 29, which we also haven't read yet. The dark tide rises to the east, an army of such size and power that all the land is made quick with worry. The leader is a man named Temujin, who has adopted the title Genghis Khan. He sweeps across the lands, conquering and subsuming all who stand in his way. Whatever his motives, he must be stopped. While younger, I might attempt to undertake this work in secret, as I suspect the presence of a piece of Eden. But those days are years gone now. The mantle must be passed. It is time she and I spoke with our sons. We will travel there together, that they may be tested and that this threat might be stopped. And yeah, this is of course Altair talking that, or saying that he has to talk with Maria, his wife, and with his sons. Because his sons basically get the contract to kill Genghis Khan, which they do. Basically the entire family of Altair travels together to kill Genghis Khan. Though because of Altair's age, he's not able to do it himself anymore. And yeah, that's all the codex pages except for 8. We only have one codex page left. Excellent stuff. But yeah guys, this has to do for today though, because I'm out of time unfortunately. I had to start a bit later today because I had a few things to take care of, so I couldn't stream super long today. But I plan on doing a longer stream tomorrow and yeah, really get like closer to the ending of this game. I might also be doing maybe like some AC streams on a weekend actually, just to progress a bit further and finish this game. Also, hey there Maximus, welcome mate. You have 20k points. What games can you request? Okay, so I actually have a list, Maximus, that I can put into chat real quick. But yeah, if you have a look over at the Google document, you can basically see an overview of the games that I have played before, that I still have to play, that are already on the list. And you know, if you see a game that isn't on the list that you would like me to play, you can just redeem it. But yeah, definitely be aware though that I only have a PS4, a PC, and games that can be like emulated. So I can't play like any exclusives for like Nintendo for instance, except it's like GameCube or older consoles that can be like emulated. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I couldn't play like, you know, Zelda Breath of the Wild or something like this.
His shadows are his element.
Cheers Max, thank you for being here, I appreciate it. And I'm doing good Maximus, had a nice session today with AC2. We've done a lot of lore stuff and talked about the history of AC. So yeah, had a good time having these discussions and, you know, diving a bit more into the story again. Yeah, sounds good Maximus. definitely have a look at the list and feel free to redeem it whenever. I definitely make sure to add it to the list. And you can also, of course, add games to the list that I have played before. Because I also do like replays of games as well. But yeah guys, let's go ahead and back out of the game here. And then we're gonna find ourselves a raid target. Let's have a look who's online. But yeah, I also wanna thank Tiago for the follow. And thank you also Danny Moda for the resub earlier. And yeah, thank you everybody else for coming out and joining. Watching me play more of this wonderful game. Can you ask for Miles Morales? You definitely can, Maximus. It's not on the list yet. Well, I gotta say, I definitely planned on playing it anyways, because I loved Spider-Man so much. But yeah, definitely feel free to add that game to the list. Alright, sounds good, dude. I'm actually gonna add that real quick. Let me take care of this. There we go. I added it to the list. But yeah, dude, that looks like such a fantastic game. I also love the soundtrack and how it's like a bit more hip-hop and trap heavy. But yeah guys, I think we're gonna go and say hi to Destro. He's playing some Star Wars, The Knights of the Old Republic. He also eventually wants to play the AC series actually, so is interested in that. And yeah, just really cool dude from Denmark, playing all kinds of games from Witcher 3 to you know, Star Wars, and also like strategy games as well. But yeah, if you haven't yet, also make sure to check out the streamers of the community, of course, as well as Mola, Maximus, of course, and I try to think who was in chat that isn't in my command currently. Well, sorry if I forgot anybody, but thank you all for being here very much, guys. Indeed. Yeah, GTA San Andreas and Vice City. I probably want to play Vice City first. But yeah, I would love to play both of these games. No worries, Maximus. I will see you guys next time. Take care, guys.